Hello there, fans of Screen Duel Channel. It's Wait here.
And Victory.
Happy 2-year anniversary.
That worked out better.
Indeed.
Hard to believe it, well, with how far stretched out the videos are. It may as well be 1 year.
Well, with the solidity of those videos that you were in, I do believe it.
That's a fair point.
So, in order to celebrate, we jump back to the first 2 videos on this channel.
The truth about Godspeed and Super 17.
A video about a winked character and a misunderstood character.
Not in that order. He wants to redo both videos for now because now we have a better microphone and we have some better editing skills. So, there's that.
That's right. But today we're going to be looking at Caulifla and Kale and their fusion in order to bring you the truth about Kafla.
Alright, so, as many of you could say that Laughingstock did it first, and, we were going to do it first. But, we just didn't. This has been in the making for a while. Anyways, this will go over the 3 female Saiyajins that are in the anime. How they impact the narrative, the storyline within the arc, and their own power levels.
Keep in mind that this is the anime, not everything will be entirely consistent.
This may be similar to the Kafla Defenders debunked rant.
But keep in mind that every video in the Caulifla Sucks series was building to this moment.
Alright, you've indulged yourself well enough.
Alright, yeah, let's begin with narrative and character development.
From the Mary Sue's?
I'm not sure if I'd use that word.
Me either, but, here we are.
The complaint that they're Mary Sue's is a well-documented one.
He's referenced those in videos before.
Which... oh, God. And I did a video explaining how we define a Mary Sue.
Which is any character who is unrealistically good within their universe, praised by the main cast for being this good, and is often better than the original characters.
Canning Super Saiyajin and Super Saiyajin 2 within the same day, praised by Goku and the other Z fighters, definitely better than Z Goku.
Isn't that just Caulifla?
Ah yes, as the series has showed, Caulifla is the main problem.
And Kale is just Broly with tits.
Well, Z Broly with tits. She's not much like Super Broly.
Broly wasn't canon when I first made this joke.
It's still thematically relevant, Victory, as context of these characters matters. Kale is literally Broly from start to finish. You cannot debate this. It was stated that Kale only exists to profit off of Broly's popularity. And then that wasn't enough, so they made Broly canon to boot.
How he's popular with, that original design? Yeah, I'll never know.
This led to the laughable episode where Kale ripped off the first Broly film beat for beat.
With, worse animation. Because that's how it goes nowadays.
So this is a double-edged sword. We get all of Broly's easily marketable appearance, but we also get all the parts that suck.
Not to mention the own parts about her character that suck.
Yep.
Or, and a better way to say it, her own shortcomings.
While, like Broly, she is a mutant and cannot be expected to follow the same rules as normal Saiyajins, we have to compare her to Broly, and when we do, we see that she simply isn't him.
And that's the bright side, right? Because, Z Broly sucks.
While she's only a marketing ploy, she's the only one of the 2 characters to have actual character development. She wants to be strong in the fight with her sis. Simple and functional character motivation.
Yuri.
However, Caulifla does not have the same development, or even that much motivation for that matter. She wants to get stronger, but why? Her being a Saiyajin just doesn't really cut it as a reason anymore.
Which makes sense, considering what an afterthought she was.
That's right, Caulifla and Kale were both not meant to be in this arc originally. Toy made Kale for a quick cash grab, and Toriyama just threw Caulifla in to go along with her.
So Yuri.
So, the reason that Caulifla acts like a Mary Sue within the arc, and has no arc, is because she didn't belong in it to begin with.
There wasn't supposed to be a female Super Saiyan?
No, there wasn't, unless you count Kale. This is why Caulifla's ascension is so jarring. The back tingles make no sense, and were just a matter of convenience.
Your back doesn't tingle at times? I've been feeling it. I got this.
Definitely not right now.
What about S-Cells, Chakra, Goten, Trunks, and the other shenanigans?
Well, we never addressed the S-cells in the original rant, but here we are. S-cells are described as being the biological process in which the transformation can occur.
Sounds dumb. How does it work beyond that?
It asserts that not everyone can become a Super Saiyan through training and anger. You have to have a certain amount of S-cells.
So, midichlorians, right?
Basically.
Wait, so that basically also means if you don't have S-cells, no matter how strong you get or how angry, you get, you're not ever going to ascend.
That's right. What's more, there aren't many Saiyans with S-cells, at least according to Toriyama. And the reason Goten and Trunks can transform so easily is due to them inheriting a lot of them from their fathers.
Is that really it?
Nope, apparently Earth's gentle environment is also great for farming them.
So it can be increased. That's convenient.
Ah, yes. When asked, Toriyama said that a gentle heart is the best way to increase your SL count. But being gentle isn't enough, you have to be strong as well.
That kind of contradicts with being angry, but moving on. How does Caulifla fit into those categories?
Well, we don't know her inherent SL count, but we do know that there's never been a Super Saiyan in Universe 6. Caulifla definitely doesn't have a gentle spirit. The only real thing she has going for her is strength and the fact that Planet Sadala is probably gentle. Aside from the gang she runs anyway.
So under the premise that she's like Goten and that she inherited a lot of supercells, why aren't all the same super? Or, transforming at random intervals when they get mad?
Probably because SLs, like everything from Dragon Ball past the Cell arc, is poorly thought out. If we want to blame her ascension on SLs, that's fine.
There's a but coming.
But the stated reason in the series is back tingles. These two things are unrelated.
So what's so tingly about it?
Well, now that I think about it, we never even addressed the chakra argument in full.
Because it's dumb?
Because it's a different argument. What people need to realize about these explanations they use is that they have to line up. No, not a whole whatever argument is convenient at the time and makes us seem wrong in the moment.
How so?
Well, the idea that it's different because they evolve differently, or it's because of SLs or chakra, all of these are their own points. They don't line up. So when people use them together, it's not a coherent argument.
That's true. It's really stupid to just change your argument on the fly and attempt at my name.
Indeed. Victory, so let's debunk them all one more time. How does lack of tails make you transform easier? It doesn't. How does chakra, as a principle, relate to Dragon Ball at all? We know that there's never been any allusion to it beyond fan speculation. Ki is stated to be comprised of 3 things, guys. Yuki, Genki, and Shoki. How strange that I never see these things referenced when someone talks about chakra.
The truth is that Caulifla and Kale are afterthoughts in the mess that is the last arc of the Super Anime, a product of toys, lazy marketing, and Toriyama's lack of care at this point. These characters are underwhelming and poorly thought out because they weren't meant to be there to begin with. I can't speak
Absolutely.
Now we will address Goten and Trunks. Again.
We already have addressed those two in 2 separate videos. To put it simply, it's not an argument. It's a false equivalency and an attempt to say bad then means it's okay to have bad now. We are done talking about that.
I agree.
From a narrative standpoint, these characters suck.
A yandere and a tsundere, nothing but caricatures. Who would have thought?
They get their hate for the weak characterization, and that is what it is. Caulifla is arrogant, prideful, and overconfident. Exactly the kind of character I like. But why does she make it not work?
Probably because, she's never humbled, is never allowed to simply believe. She's simply allowed to believe she's the best, even after she loses.
And then there's Kale, a shy girl with unimaginable power. The only one with character development. Weak and helpless, to strong and useful. Yet she can't escape Z Broly's shadow, and her mastering the form made it way worse.
Alright, this has been dragged on for too long. Let's, move on to Kafla, please.
That's right. Alright, so Kafla is the only part of these characters that had at least some thought behind her. They clearly intended from the get-go that these two would be fusing during the tournament, and they did a somewhat decent job of explaining why it was necessary.
We're not on to the power scaling yet, but it's because the two would have been knocked out by Goku otherwise.
In terms of design, she's much better off than either of her fusees. Her fights are choreographed a lot better, but only because she fought Ultra Instinct Omen, and she even has a better theme going behind her, narratively speaking.
That being that she is the strength born out of Caulifla and Kale's friendship and sisterly bond. Fusion has always been a great way to express the power of friendship, and by literally combining the strengths, they lose their weaknesses.
However, Kafla is not without her faults. For example, the idea that the two would fuse to beat Goku is interesting, in a way. But given the narrative constraint of fusion being permanent, no longer being a thing, it has less impact. It's just a power-up at this point.
And on to that, the fact. Add on to that the fact that her fusion's time limit is not even a factor in the fight, as he simply outmatches her in terms of strength. Really makes you wonder why they were used at all. The Potara? Right?
Yeah.
Aside from that being a better method, but given Goku's general, lack of intelligence, especially in a fight, I'd believe it if he taught them the fusion dance then and there.
So in the end, even though she has a cool design and a cool fight, she doesn't fit well into the main arc story, which is just Goku versus Jiren. She's hardly even an obstacle that has to be overcome to beat Jiren. She's just someone else Goku has to beat. And considering he eliminated like 70% of the fighters, it really makes her blend in.
Making her generically like, anyone else. She's vital to Goku achieving a sign of Ultra Instinct again, but he does it again against Jiren. Who's to say he needed the awakening that Kafla gave him, that the Kafla fight gave him?
And what does Kafla do for Caulifla and Kale? Neither of these characters grow confusing, neither of them change. They're the same as they were at the start of the Tournament of Power. It didn't impact them at all beyond making them the franchise's new Goten and Trunks, wherein they will fuse whenever they're together.
The manga finished the arc before we recorded the script, so, how did that go?
Well, I actually think the characters were improved, as per usual.
Details?
Well, in the manga, there's a new plotline with Kale. Instead of being weak, she's actually incredibly strong. Her base form, in fact, surpasses both Caulifla and Kappa. Now, we aren't talking power scaling yet, but narratively, this sets her up for a very big reveal later on.
What reveal?
Kaba equates her transformation to one from the past on style. While there's never been a Super Saiyan per se, there has been something akin to it, where someone became so strong that their body eventually gave out on them and they self-destruct. So when she enters her legendary state, she's burdened with the possibility of burning herself out.
So there's just no pointless ascensions and no consequences. There's actually a stake behind this.
Exactly, and that's what takes us into why she has to merge with Caulifla. It being the only way to prevent her from burning out. So by creating this new body to stabilize power, this even works by making Kaba's elimination more relevant, as he goes out by saving Kale's life, saving Caulifla from elimination, and giving Universe 6 its most powerful fighter, Sans hit.
So them using the Podora, right? I'm pronouncing that right? Yeah. It's a necessary proponent of the plot that fleshes out Kale, Caulifla, and Kaba, and even the transformation that they use.
And on top of that, she fights Gohan, who is no longer relying on his Saiyajin blood to get stronger. So in a fight between someone who's as true to a Saiyan as you can get in this franchise, someone who's incredibly strong, has an uber-duper strong transformation, against someone who rejects the way of fighting through transformations, you get a really nice setup.
Really all we have time for narrative, at least right now. Be sure to catch part 2 where we discuss everyone's favorite aspect, TAFs especially, power scaling.
This video would have been longer if we added that bit in, and while I do like making longer videos, it's a pain to edit, and I do think it's best to split this into 2 parts. So be sure to rewatch the other videos in the Caulifla Sucks series in order to properly understand the build-up to the amazing climax that is part 2 of this video.
If you're new, be sure to like, favorite, comment, share, and subscribe.
Please check out the sequel video, where we finally put this debate to rest.
He's Taf.
He's Vic.
That's something. Say it! Say the full name.
Vic Tori.
Okay. This has been the Supreme Duel.
Wishing you a great day.
And hoping to catch you next time.